right, well, welcome to part 3. We're going to talk about the news of the week, and let's hope the news is more happier than the topic was. I almost said pop topic. That's a different podcast.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what we're talking about either. So, starting off the news, I wanted to talk about the thing you found, Chris, with Crytek.
Crytek.
So if you would,
this is a big deal, dude.
Do you want me to go first then while you're pulling that up?
Just give them the gist of it, and I'll pull up the article.
Well, so there was some rumors of this before, but now it seems to be confirmed from the inside that Crytek has not been paying its employees for about 2 months.
Yeah, so this comes from Polygon.
Okay. Crytek
employees say they're not being paid again.
Which I find to be crazy, both because it's such a big company, but also they license engines out. It's not like
so they have other income streams.
Exactly. It's not like they're waiting on like a big payout from some video game release. They have income streams from licensing engines.
Yeah, and they laid off 200 people.
Oh, geez, they did?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
The article goes on to say it's like you kill off 200 of your 700 employees, and you have other income revenue streams, and you're still not paying people to not make bankruptcy.
So this is according to complaints in social media, so there's no official word yet.
Yeah. But, I mean, some of these people are allegedly employees of Crytek. So if that can be trusted, then, I mean, I think that's a pretty serious piece of news. And I'm wondering why this is, like, happening to... I mean, I guess I understand why it's happening to Crytek, because was Crysis 3 their last, like, big release, right?
We looked this up before, and I think that's basically...
They had some other release, but it was nothing, like, significant. You got to release games, man. You got to release games to have income flow.
I just don't know how do you do such a bad job? How do you get to be such a huge company and do such a bad job of managing it?
Yeah,
like
I think
Son of Rome. That was after Crysis 3, wasn't it?
So that was on the Xbox One. But that was a middling game, right? Yeah. I mean, it wasn't.
Since then, it was Collectibles, Arena of Fate, Hunt, Horrors of the Gilded Age, The Climb, and Robinson the Journey.
All of the Robinson the Journey?
Yeah.
They have they must have helped. Maybe they licensed their engine out for that.
Game developed by Crytek exclusively for PSVR.
I must be thinking of the wrong game then, because that sounds like the next 22 Cans game, the one by Peter Molyneux. I think that was called Robinson or something like that. Yeah, look that up for me if you would.
Craziness, man. Most recent complaint on the site, coming from a programmer in Frankfurt, is dated to November 28th and alleges that October money has not been paid out yet and will not until sometime in December. That's crazy, because they announced in a meeting that on October 9th everything had been taken care of. Yeah. And the whole thing was resolved.
I've known people in situations...
The trail is 22 Kansas.
The trail. Journey, trail. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've had friends who've been in similar situations with their place of employment, and it's a tough situation. You know, you have that decision: do I leave because I'm being mistreated and not paid? But if you leave, you're probably not going to get any money.
Right.
Like they'll just forget you.
Right.
Or do I stay and work for free so I can badger them to make sure I get the money I'm owed?
And then leave.
Yeah. Hopefully, leave the moment they give you the paycheck.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that. Yeah. Okay. Well, on to other news. And this is news to me, I should say, but The Last Guardian is actually getting decent review scores.
Yeah.
So
Guardian.
The Metacritic score, which you can't always base things on Metacritic score, there's some fallacy in that, but still, I'm surprised that the Metacritic score as of today is an 83 for The Last Guardian. Yeah, right? And that's the critical Metacritic
Was it
score.
10 points for every year it took? Or?
And the Washington Post, strangely, gave it 100 out of 100.
I didn't know that we were using the Washington Post as our video game review standard.
Let me just tell you, in an age of a lot of fake news sites like the LA Times and CNN, WAPO's sometimes all you can trust.
I'd say, I guess the highest score from what I would consider a legit like video games news source would be Destructoid, gave it an 85.
Wow.
Polygon gave it a
solid.
75.
And that's still playable.
Yeah, I mean that's
75. That's like a C, right?
Yeah.
Got me through school.
C's get degrees, Chris.
Yeah.
Let's see.
C's get GEDs, man.
Actually, let me
work for me.
Hang on. Actually, I'm looking through their complete list of. I'm gonna see who the highest is for like notable. Eurogamer gave it a 90, but
Yeah.
it's their Poland branch though. We'll see.
Well, Poland knows something about games because they gave us The Witcher.
Yeah, Games Radar Plus gave it a 90. GameSpot gave it a 90.
That's a pretty good review.
Those are all pretty big.
You might have to play it, James.
I might have to now, and I was really like saving money by being upset about it. You know what I mean? it's like
you
prejudging a game
product.
can be very financially good for me. Yeah, so maybe I'll have to spend them. Well, it'll go on sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, by January that thing's gonna be $15.
Yeah, you don't pay full price for $75.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, moving on. So I thought this was pretty interesting. So a lot of people watched a Death Stranding trailer. There was a Death Stranding trailer during E3,
That told us nothing.
That told us nothing. And then there was another Death Stranding trailer that asked more questions without giving answers during the Video Game Awards, and it was very interesting. But this is the part that blew me away. First of all, that trailer was beautiful, and it looked pre-rendered as hell, right? But according to Kojima, the game's creator, that was running in real time on the PS4 Pro. What?
Nice.
No.
That's what he says.
No.
No. So I just thought that was very interesting to note that this really, really beautiful trailer is apparently running like it's running real time.
Maybe
As
they
if
just
somebody was
told
playing
him
it?
that.
Now the thing is Kojima has made some. I mean, Metal Gear Solid 5 was running real time on the PlayStation 4, and it was quite good looking. Not as good looking as this, but still like pretty boundary pushing. So, yeah, pretty amazing.
Should be something to be excited for if it was actually doing that.
So you can see those awesome renderings of Norman Reedus.
Nude Norman Reedus. Thank you, Norman.
Nudeman Reedus,
There you go.
as he prefers to be called.
Oh, you guys hang out?
And, well, something hangs out.
Uh,
That was a wiener joke.
moving on. Chris, what was that other news story you had for us?
VR bar. But they're not calling it the VR bar, which kind of disappoints me.
Which is like the perfect name for it, right?
Yeah, but it's in France, so maybe it doesn't translate. I don't know the French alphabet.
I would make it. No, never mind. That wouldn't be very appropriate.
Europe's largest permanent VR facility, now open in Paris.
Can't wait to get pink eye
Starting.
there.
Man, if I had a nickel.
So price-wise, 20 minutes on the floor costs 12 euros, and 40 minutes comes in at 20 euros.
That's not bad, actually.
This kind of reminds me of when I
That's
was
a lot of money.
12,
that's like
12
$23 bucks.
40 bucks for 40 minutes,
Yeah, I mean,
or 20 bucks for 40 minutes.
wait, $20 for 40 minutes?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's still a lot to me.
This reminds me of when I was a kid and we lived in the Philippines. They were kind of like arcades, but you would go in and you would rent a spot, and they had a TV and like a Famicom or Super Famicom.
Yeah.
And then they had just a bunch of games. You could play whatever games you wanted. You paid for it by the half hour or the hour.
Yeah, they had some of those in America too. They didn't. They never got big, but they were. Yeah, they were.
That was way better than arcade because you didn't have to keep pumping quarters in.
Right. You just pay for your minutes. They had that
Yeah.
both for video game consoles and for like PCs. Like you'd have like the PC cafes essentially,
I love PC.
where they
cafes.
had some kind of to buy credits and you pumped them into the
So
PC
this is the
you're
same
playing.
kind of thing except with VR.
Yeah, and pink eye. Don't forget the pink eye.
I'm sure they'll swab it down with alcohol between.
Yeah, right. I'm sure
sure.
they're gonna be
I'm
real
sure.
responsible. Moving on.
Oh, you know those Europeans and their hygiene.
So
Especially the French. French are particularly noted for being hygienic.
Oh, we're
Why don't
taking
you-
international shots today, boys.
okay, Josh, why don't you go ahead and talk to us
Just
about
kidding.
this?
We
okay.
love you. France.
All right. No, we don't.
Hey, they're our only friends that help make our country.
Man, well, that's true. All right, so Sony is to launch smartphone games in Japan based on classic PlayStation franchises. So this is a good testing of the waters for trying to get into filthy casual gaming.
I play Parappa the Rapper on your cell phone.
So I like this idea ultimately because they don't have to fully invest with starting something from the ground up, right? They have the added advantage of kind of being like smartphone immigrants as opposed to like smartphone native companies that start only on there. Well, listen, I got it's going somewhere.
We are going to offend people.
No, it's going somewhere.
Check your privilege, bro.
Here's what's interesting. Smartphone natives, companies like Supercell or other things like that,
get conquered
and
by empire and regimes.
No.
But the immigrants come in and take advantage of the empires and regimes.
May not be fully aware of some of the pitfalls that come with social gaming, right?
Okay.
Because they've only ever grown up in that arena.
They're ignorant, you're saying.
Yeah, they may
They're
not have
ignorant
the
companies.
same experience. But people like Sony, who have had this illustrious history of making par and subpar games for the most part, have the ability to journey into this and watch those par and subpar games develop on the smartphone app. So I'm interested to see what'll happen. Until they can compete, I don't know.
Do you know that Sony once put out a phone that was meant for gaming? Did you see this? It was
I remember that.
A smartphone, like, with a touchscreen and everything, and it would slide, and there was like a controller. That was
I never saw
it.
that.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
And it was basically like your basic PS4 controller in the sense that there's a D-pad.
How poorly did it do?
There was, Sony tried a couple of interesting cell phone decisions.
I heard it did better.
They never did part twos to any of these things, so not possibly good enough. I almost bought that cell phone. I was very tempted by it.
You would.
I would.
Totally,
but this was
totally
also this was during a time when I didn't realize I wasn't gonna ever play like
mobile games.
Mobile games, right? Like this is when I was still flirting with the idea that mobile games could be legitimate.
A full controller for Farmville.
Okay, but we all know how useful that would actually be for those of us who do play Farmville.
Yeah, and it was supposed to have a bunch of PlayStation 1 games like built into it. It was like a really early version of what we call PlayStation Now, except not streaming it like PlayStation Now does.
It's kind of like the Vita built into your phone.
Yeah, it was.
But what does Sony stand to lose here by going into the mobile gaming world, right?
Millions of dollars.
You think so? If they all they have to do is license their old crappy PS1 games and put it on the App Store. If Super Mario Run from Nintendo can sell for $10 in the App Store.
It does?
It will be. Yeah, that was the price that they announced. All Sony has to do is put in like what?
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider 1, whatever, in the App Store for like $3 there.
Right.
And I would buy if I was into Tomb Raider.
It's a good place to put the niche games that their hardcore fan base keep yelling at them to revive.
It's a fantastic idea.
Which would never sell for real in the console market.
They're going to be printing money with this, practically.
Right. It basically put out the games that will sell about 100,000 units.
Easy.
Right. And that's a good investment.
Yeah, 100,000 downloads at $3 a download there.
Right.
Like that's such a brilliant idea. Chris, what was it Driver that was on PS1? Right, I would totally download Driver again for $3.
Well, what they'll probably do is farm out a lot of the work.
And why would they not? I mean, they're a big company. They don't have to put a lot of time.
You let smaller devs take on the workload.
You don't have to put a lot of energy or thought process into this. It's just recycle and get free money.
Yeah.
And step one, already capitalize on your great idea. Step two, profit.
Yeah, the smart thing they could do here is like the real investment goes into creating an emulator for their games.
Yeah,
like a PlayStation 1 emulator. Don't release it.
Just
but
license
instead
it to companies.
Not even do that, but like don't even release the emulator in any way. But instead, when they put out like let's say Parappa the Rappa, it's running on their emulator, so they don't have to remake Parappa the Rappa for the phone.
Right, it just drops into
They
the
just
phone.
drop it into an emulator framework and release it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So all you have to do is make that one emulator, then you can start dropping games into it with slight tweaks for cell phone.
Yeah, and you can add, but I mean, Chris, you're right. It gives
Press triangle. What?
But it gives these small companies chances to cut their teeth at kind of growing bigger and earning more contracts. I don't know. I think it's a great idea all the way around, and it really is the future of gaming.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Until I have a phone with 5 screens.
I saw somebody in the comments wrote, "There are some fates that are worse than death." I hope that person's kids never learn how to read.
So,
wow, nothing.
So, Capcom is talking about reviving some of its dormant franchises
on mobile games.
No, no, hopefully not. They're like new Mega Man, yay for cell phones. No,
I cannot wait till there are cell phone exclusive releases like that. You're gonna be so mad. Your head's gonna explode. Oh, dude,
but if you had that
so
phone
funny.
that has a projector in it, then it works out.
That'd be so cool, dude. That would be so cool.
So I was just, Capcom is one of those companies that everybody knows about Capcom, but they don't always realize like how many franchises are just dormant in their catalog. and I figured I'd mention a few of them just
Capcom's like the world seed bank of video games.
Yeah, they have Ace Attorney, they have Breath of Fire, Darkstalkers, Devil May Cry. They have Final Fight,
Castlevania.
Castlevania's Konami.
My bad.
They have Ghosts and Goblins, which was their answer to Castlevania. Lost Planet, Power Stone. Remember Power Stone?
Are they Gauntlet Legends? Is that them?
I don't know. I'll look that up in a second. Mega Man.
So good.
I need some Mega Man in my life.
Rockman in my life.
Yeah, Monster Hunter, Okami. Did you ever play Okami, Chris?
Maybe.
Basically like a Zelda Twilight Princess, except only as a wolf.
No, I didn't. That sounds kind of cool though.
Onimusha.
Yep.
Resident Evil.
Of
course.
Games are mine.
Rival Schools. Street Fighter, but that's not dormant. Beautiful Joe. Remember that beautiful game? That'd be really cool to bring back. What else?
So they're gonna release like
Dead Rising, but that just got a 4, so that's not dormant.
Are they gonna release like a Nintendo console or a
that would be cool.
Atari did that
Captain
too, where
Marvel,
the
Captain
joystick
America.
that plugs into your TV and it's got like 25 games on it.
Right? Yeah, I want that little.
Why
Nintendo
doesn't Capcom
console.
do that?
Yeah, that'd be really smart. Dino Crisis. Did you ever play that?
Yep.
Resident Evil with dinosaurs, essentially. That's like Resident Evil's a big hit. What do we do? Let's make another one.
Dinosaurs.
Nailed it. Go home, boys. We got this. By the way,
immortality.
By the way, talking about Capcom, when I was looking for.
Did anybody else ever call it Crapcom?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because they
just me.
didn't make crap.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe if they had, then people would have. But they, back in the day, they were pushing the envelope for us.
Capcom's a weird company where they push the envelope, and then once they've pushed it, they're like, now we got to make 10 more versions of this game. They're like, Mega Man was really big, so let's make 100 of them.
Push the envelope, flood the market. Push the envelope, flood the market.
So I happened to come across the biggest, all the lifelong sales for Capcom games, and they're ranked. So before I tell you what the top 3 are, do you want to take guesses on what their top 3 games are?
Street Fighter 2.
Okay.
I'd say Mega Man.
Okay.
Yeah, Mega Man's got to be in there. And then, are we talking top 3 franchises or top 3 actual games?
Well, you can say the franchise, but I'm talking about actual games.
I would say Street Fighter 2 is probably. And then Mega Man.
I'll say any one of the Mega Men.
X, maybe?
Yeah, we're talking about units sold. So.
All right, go lay it on us.
The number 3 is Street Fighter 2. So good job, Chris.
Good call.
I just remember how big it was when it came out.
Now it's only going to get more disappointing from here. The number 2 game, Resident Evil 6.
6, yeah.
6, really?
That makes sense.
No, that does not make any sense. It's a trash heap of a game. And number 1, Resident Evil 5.
Of course.
Really?
So standard, dude.
Yeah, I remember like huddling around the TV at my grandparents and everybody playing Street Fighter 2. Like cousins and grandparents and parents. It was a big deal back in the day.
Where do you think the first Mega Man game falls on this list?
No,
like the best-selling one.
No earlier than 25.
Where do you think, Chris?
Top 10.
You think it's
I'm
a top
guessing
10?
it doesn't because you brought it up.
Yeah.
Let's see. It
That's
falls.
basically how I got through school. I know you're asking this question, so.
Mega Man 2 ranks at number 41.
No, I was close.
Mega Man 2, and that's the highest Mega Man?
In units sold.
Wow.
Yeah. Not necessarily in money.
And in no way
but are
is
they counting
that depressing.
Mega Man separate from Rockman?
No, I
Mega
doubt that.
Rockman. Jugga, jugga, jug, 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 jug.
Well, with that, I'm out of news.
I am also out of news. Actually, I'm not out of news. Got a casual.
Getting married?
I got a casual minute. Welcome to Josh's Filthy Casual Corner. Very quickly, I'm here to tell you about the new release that just happened over the weekend, of all things, in Clash Royale. Clash Royale has come out with a new card called the Cyclone, which duplicates your troops with the same power but only gives them 1 hit point. You definitely want to utilize this in more push-to-win decks, things that cost heavy pushes. It's a fun game. Go get it. Seriously, go download it. It's the future of video games. Got that in there before we exited.
Next week, we were playing Dragon.
It was just the most random sentence. Next week, Dragon.
The name of the game is Dragon, a game about a dragon. This looks
You
rad.
do dragon things.
So check it out on Steam and grab it. It's only $5, and then we'll play it. And
We're gonna
talk about
play it and talk about
It's
it.
all
And
hand
send us
drawn.
comments and questions.
all
The
hand
dragon
drawn. It
comes
looks like
in the
with,
night.
crayons too.
It's by a third grader. I don't know that. I haven't looked at it yet.
Trogdor.